My name's Patrick Donovan. I'm the CEO of Music Victoria, the peak body for contemporary music. And I left school, went to university, joined a band, fell in love with music, had a radio show, became a cadet at the Age newspaper. And after about 4 years, I became the music writer. So I started the column Sticky Carpet, just focusing on local bands and local issues. And I was also the music writer across the paper. So just like you had a health writer and a political writer, I managed to get the stories up the front of the paper for people who didn't necessarily go to the entertainment section. So a lot of what I did in that 12 years was promoting the Victorian music. I love the intimacy with local music, being able to stand up the front at a small venue, meet the musicians afterwards, have a chat, buy them a drink for a favourite song. And I was becoming a bit sort of really disconnected from the big tours, the big reviews I had to do at the Rod Laver arenas. And so I also celebrated and really promoted a lot of Victorian music. So I started the campaign for AC/DC Lane, got the ring for my troubles. And I started the Age EG Awards, which were national music awards with 80,000 votes through the Age website. So when Music Victoria started up, I didn't necessarily think of even going for the job, but I think I had some of these runs on the board in terms of celebrating and being very proud of Victorian music. So Music Victoria started up it was incorporated in 2010. It had an interim board already set up, and then the Slam Rally happened, which really pushed things along for everyone down in Victoria. It was kind of ground zero for advocacy and activism in music. So basically that was a knee-jerk reaction from the government to crack down on some of the alcohol violence, alcohol-inspired violence, fueled violence, they call it. And they put a blanket new law, which basically which linked violence to late-night venues, including nightclubs, strip clubs, and live music venues. So basically, the Slam Rally was all about basically protesting against those laws and also galvanising the music industry and supporting our local venues. So that was sort of D-Day for ground zero for music activism. Basically, 20,000 people marched down the street, and it was the largest cultural protest in Australia's history. So Music Victoria had an interim board set up, but obviously after that rally, the laws were changed, and there are a couple of things that needed to be done. So the government at the time did a economic impact study of live music, which proved the great figure that more people go to see music in live small venues than the AFL football season. That's something everyone understood. And also that the industry was worth about half $500 million just in small venues. They also found some seeding funding for Music Victoria, and so that's when I got appointed as the inaugural CEO. So it was a fantastic time to join because the industry was galvanised. Previously there wasn't a really sort of properly effective peak body that was sort of properly funded and staffed, and I think that was because it was it was really disparate down in Victoria. It was kind of the majors versus the the indies and community radio versus commercial radio, and it was quite competitive. But the threat to our venues, and including the Tote, which can't replace the history of the Sticky Carpet of somewhere like the Tote, really galvanised the industry and brought everyone together. And the industry was also surveyed about would they like a peak body and what should they do and would you support it, and a lot of the industry said yes and said this is the roadmap, this is what we want you to do. So it was a fantastic time to come into the role because we had the industry behind us and we were a political force. So I've been in the job for 4 years now, and just as much as changing the name of Corporation Lane to AC/DC Lane is there forever, we've changed a couple of other laws in the last couple of months. So we managed to persuade the government to deregulate all ages gigs. So they were banned in licensed venues in Victoria for 20 years. Very easy to stuff something up, very hard to patch it back together. So I've learned a lot in those years and had to be very patient, but we got that through, and then we got the agent of change principle through. So because we've only got 2 staff, we really try and focus on big bang for the buck, and if we can change laws that affect the whole music sector, then everyone's getting their money's worth.